Wow, look at all those tracks I've been to in the GT5. All those setups are redundant because I didn't know this, but patch 4, apparently they've made a few changes to the Ginetta GT5, and I can't see anything in the release notes that says they have. And I'm going through this, I notice, oh, you can't change the front and rear spring rates anymore. Okay. What's the range on the anti-roll bars then? Now, I just came from a public lobby race where I saw people spinning out left, right and centre. This car used to be really competitive, easy to drive. You always got pretty close races, at least with the first top 3 or 4 people who knew what they were doing. But that is suddenly a thing of the past. And also, yeah, the diff's changed. It's only the geared LSD. Okay. That probably explains when I just loaded a setup and had a race and my car was all over the place, because God knows what that setup would have been. Oh well. So straight off for a practice session to find out why this car has suddenly become really twitchy. And as I say, people are spinning out all over the place. So just bosh in a quick setup, not really any changes, but it's become skittish, this car. You used to be able to go in and, you know, just drive it hard and not worry too much about controlling it. But I found it was not just skittish over bumps, it was skittish over curbs. So, as you'll see, I've got to obviously warm the tyres up here first. Just a sighting lap. But yeah, it's bouncing around all over the place. I mean, you can just hear the tyres just skipping over the surface and losing contact and then regaining it, and the little screeches as you go around corners, touching curbs, over bumps, whatever. And it just feels so tight and wrong. Now, I saw loads of people going off in Westfield here, inside curb or exit curb, go over the exit curb, bounce, skip, bump. I mean, the car's completely off the ground, and suddenly in Sheens you can no longer ride that curb because it wants to spit you off and around, and it's like, that's so unstable. It's just like, it's got rock hard suspension that you can't change anymore. Marvellous. And one of the tricks I used to do is take a little bit of curb, inside curb, a lot of places, but you do it, and on this setup you're just asking for trouble. So, okay, time to go a bit faster. I always want to try and take a bit of curb on Druids, inside and outside. Okay there. But then, whoa, 2 wheels? Seriously? I don't think I've ever done 2 wheels through Graham Mill Bend. So then I start thinking, I wonder if it's worth testing out how bad this thing has suddenly become over the curbs. Now, you've watched this through Hawthorns. It's a bumpy corner, but you can hear it's going on 2 wheels through the bumps, through Hawthorns. And then Westfield, bit of curb, whack, bouncing around, 2 wheels everywhere. It's like it's trying to be a touring car. And Sheens, squirrely, twitchy, and it's just, it's gone from almost a Sunday drive fun car to something really scary. bit of curb, 2 wheels again in clearways. Oh my god, it doesn't have suspension anymore. And I was like, you've changed it, and I now don't have the option to change it anymore. Oh well, tyres are sort of warmer now, so go a bit faster. But then I saw plenty of players do this. Too much curb on Druids, the inside rear comes off the ground, the left outside rear gets overloaded, spin, and then what about this then? Wow. I start exploring to see how much you can get this car to take off, and then Hawthorns again, bump bump bump, wheels literally off the ground. You don't need telemetry to see that, and then squirrely through sheens again. That's just not a fun car. And then players were doing this, bit too much throttle, and then the backward spin out again, just overloading the outside tyre with the diff settings as they are. So 3 places: Druids, Hawthorns, well, even Westfield, Sterlings, and 2 wheels again in clearways, just a slight touch of the curb. Wow. Try something else. So I'm obviously going to try and soften this car up somehow. Well, let's see what ranges you've got in the roll bars, because I want it as soft as possible at the rear, and that looks about as good as you can get without it making the car understeery. Great. But, well, what Colin Chapman used to say was, if you got your suspension stiff, which it blatantly is, you should set your dampers soft, and if you got your suspension soft, you should set your dampers hard. Well, he knows more than me, so go by what the great man would philosophise. So I have to obviously check out what ranges you've got to adjust, but I thought it's terrible. It's just going to have to be massive changes, just softer, and see if you can do something about it, because it's all you've got now. And has this car been ruined? Only one way to find out. So again, you have to go out on the sighter, and if this doesn't work, this car's been ruined. I don't know why. I don't know if the real car doesn't have adjustable springs, but why did they get rid of those springs options? Are they trying to make it more simple, more of a beginner's car? Because it's definitely not a beginner's car. So on the sighting that, you've got to warm your tyres up again and see how it is. Better through Druids on that curb already. So, oh yes, I can touch a bit of curb there, and that's a bit of curb there, and it's not too bad. And you can see visibly how much more planted or less twitchy, more docile the car is. So test a bit of uneven surface like edge of curbs and grass, not too bad. The real test is of course through Hawthorns, and listen to the difference. So much better. Those wheels are staying on the ground so much more. And so sheens, that's not squirrely anymore. And it's vastly improved the car. So getting your tyres up to temperature a bit now. I can probably try going a bit faster or test out some more curbs. Oh look, how much better is clearways now. A little bit of touch of the curb and it no longer spits the car up onto 2 wheels. It's just totally different. So basically, to all those people who used to drive this car loads and used to find it fun and now are suddenly hating it because it's just twitchy and horrible, go in and do what Colin Chapman says. Bit of curb, fine. Bit of curb, fine. Do what Colin Chapman says. If the suspension's obviously rock hard, you've got to soften your dampers right up. And of course, you're going to be able to push it through hawthorns again. And it's just going to stay nicely in contact with the track. Yep, little clip of the curb in Westfield, seems fine. Dingledale, Sheens, quite a bit of curb, took over that nicely. So, right, that's kind of me explored the track a bit and the car a bit. Time to kind of do the kind of lap you would normally do. Tiny bit of curb, let's do a faster lap. It's just so much nicer, and you can concentrate on driving the car hard again instead of tiptoeing round and trying to keep it on the track. Fly through there, a bit of a lift, but what the heck. So just change your dampers, not even trying very hard, and then 2 seconds quicker, faster and more stable.